Hola, Shelly Martinez here.
This is Steve Mac Attack McCanroe.
And you are watching
the Whole
F'n Schmo.
Ready?
I ain't mad at you.
Welcome to a new edition of the Whole F'n Schmo. My name is Joe, the Schmo Garza, and this is RCW wrestler Steve McCanroe. Say hi to the crowd.
How you doing? The Schmo Show? Is that what it's called? Yeah. The whole F'n Schmo?
The Whole F'n Schmo.
I like it. The Schmo is with Steve McCanroe, baby.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, man. I'm sorry you caught me at a bad time. Normally I got my shorts on, my headband. This is just my normal, stay warm band. I had to get all of my stinky clothes. I don't want to offend you. You can probably smell it through the camera.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah.
Not too bad.
But it's all good. But thank you for being on the show.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me, man.
All right. Let's get right to it. How long have you been wrestling in general and then in RCW?
Well, technically I've been training for about 4 years. I don't like to say I've been wrestling for 4 years because I took some time off because I had a blood clot in my leg and it was really dangerous for me to compete at that time. So I took about 6 months off. So I've been wrestling technically for about 3.5 years.
Okay.
Been with RCW for about 1.5 years now.
Okay.
It's definitely the best place I wrestle at.
And what makes this place different than the other promotions?
Well, there's a lot of things. There's the talent, the wrestlers. As much as we disagree, I have my best matches with my opponents here. And don't mean to kiss the fans' behinds, but it's the fans that make this place better. The loudest reactions, the most exaggerated, reactions, the biggest crowd reactions, the best fans that you can possibly have are right here at RCW in San Antonio.
And what inspired you to create the theme of your character?
Honestly, it was something that just came to me when I tried out for River City Wrestling. I was training, showing them my moves in the ring, and I had a sweatband on similar to this, and they said, hey, you kind of remind me of a tennis player. What do you think about that? And I was like, don't know much about tennis, but I researched it. I started playing tennis on my off time. Wrestlers don't have a lot of off time, but I took time off, and when I didn't have shows, I was playing tennis on the weekends, going to clubs, having matches, different kind of matches than here, obviously, But I learned a few moves. I learned a big backswing, and sometimes you'll see me, serve somebody in the corner with a big clothesline that's similar to the serve in the on the tennis court, So I try to incorporate a lot of different things I learned in tennis in the ring.
And did you end up growing like an appreciation for tennis after that and watching tennis more?
Definitely. I mean, if I had committed to tennis as much as wrestling, I may have actually done something, but wrestling's where my heart is, so that's where I, kept my main focus.
Okay. And what's the inspiration for Mac Attack? Why do they call you the Mac Attack?
Well, Mac, it's short for McEnroe, and when I get on the attack, it just came to, I got it from the fans, really. It was Mac Attack, and put it on my shirts, put it on my signs. I just put it on my Facebook page, and it just spread like wildfire. So it was just something that came from the fans, honestly, and kind of carried it with me.
And last month you took a brutal brutal beating from Michael Faith during the six-way. Show that.
Right there. That's my pride and joy right here. You know, that was my motivation tonight, to get back in that ring with Michael Faith and just give him something as equal. And I think I did tonight with that loss. You know, he's been undefeated for quite a while, and he hasn't been beaten, I think, since he won that title. So even though it was non-title, you know, this is definitely a stepping stone for me, and it's my big motivation because he has been just driving me since we faced off, I think, almost a year ago, like in August or something like that of last year. That was not quite a year ago, but, you know, it was quite a while ago since our last one-on-one match, and definitely looking forward to another one because he drives me and I get better every time I face him. And
where did that beating, when you saw your own blood, where did that rank up there as far as like the most brutal beatings that you've taken?
Number one, definitely. You know, it was my second cage match ever, and I always, you know, get a few bumps and bruises in those, and you know, I can't say that I've had a lot of injuries, you know, knock on wood, but you know, definitely I just caught a wrong part of that cage, and before I knew it, I was just fountaining all over the carpet. I mean, not the carpet, the canvas, and they actually had to flip it over tonight because, you know, so much blood from me tonight. So that's why the canvas looks a little different, because they had to flip it over to, you know, cover up all my DNA in there.
And who did you grow up watching when you wanted to start wrestling? Who did you emulate as far as wrestling style, or who did you grow up watching? Who were your inspirations?
The guy that inspired me to get into wrestling was Shawn Michaels. You know, when I saw him win his first WWF title from Bret Hart, and the tears coming down his face, you know, that was the moment that moved me. That was the moment that inspired me to get into wrestling, you know, because Vince McMahon over the commentary was just saying his boyhood dream has come true, you know, and for the longest time I was trying to find my motivation, what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I saw him win that title, and I saw him cry, and I heard Vince say that, you know, and I realized that that's what I wanted to do, you know. For a while I wanted to be as a kid I wanted to be a movie star, you know, to get up. I always wanted to be famous, you know. I always wanted to grow up and be famous. That's why I wanted to be a movie star, to be on movies and TV. And then I decided I wanted to be a basketball player because I really like playing basketball, so I wanted to be in the NBA, you know. And then when I found wrestling, I realized I could mix those two, you know, the glamour of Hollywood and the athleticism of basketball, you know, and mix those two together. And honestly, I feel like there's nothing better than pro wrestling, man. I love it, and I don't see myself quitting. I'm probably going to wrestle until I'm, you know, until I'm dead. I love it so much, yeah. But definitely Shawn Michaels was the one that inspired me to get into wrestling. And when I got more into wrestling, I started to appreciate Kurt Angle a lot more, you know, because I realized that he was a lot more technical than most of the other wrestlers, and he just had some skills that most of the other guys didn't do, you know, and realized he was an Olympic wrestler. And so when I got into high school, he was my motivation to join the high school wrestling team, and it's definitely helped out a lot in the pro scene, you know. I wrestled for 4 years in high school, and I became a state champ my junior year of high school. And you know, I learned a lot of things that put me apart from other people, you know. You got to learn the high flying and the big moves, you know, from training in a pro wrestling ring, but I learned a lot of my technical skills and things a lot of people don't do, you know, in the high school wrestling room, you know. Right.
TNA gave you that call and said, we noticed you, we want to sign you to a contract, or maybe just give you a tryout. How would you feel about that? Is that what you're looking toward? Is that your goal?
It's really the ultimate goal, you know, and I've heard a lot of people say that, you know, if your goal is not WWE or TNA, you know, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. If you're just in it to have fun and you're in it just to, you know, see where it goes, you know, then you're not going to go anywhere, you know. So every professional wrestler, especially on my level, has to aim high, you know, and WWE and TNA is where it's at, you know. So I'm definitely getting my body ready. I personally don't feel like I'm the size that I want to be, you know. I definitely want to gain a lot of muscle, a lot more muscle, you know, and just wait till the time is right, you know.
You working at it at the gym?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I've been a little under the weather this last week, so it was kind of disappointing because I was wanting to train especially hard for this match, and the week before, you know, I got some kind of stomach bug, and luckily I got over it before the show, you know, but I just felt like I could have prepared, you know, just a little harder. But you always got to think that way, you know, when you're training and when you're dead from the gym, you know. I always think, just got to push through it, you know, got to go back, you know, I could have done 5 more, you know, and then I got the courage to do 5 more, you know, 5 more sets, 5 more reps, whatever it is, you know.
So the Mac Attack RCW champion 2013?
Definitely. That's a guarantee.
All right. That'll wrap it, folks.
Repping the Soul Patches right here.
Yeah. Soul Patch Brothers.
Soul Patch Brothers.
All right. Till next time, this is Joe the Schmo and Steve Mac Attack McCanroe.
The Schmo and McCanroe.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, folks.